friends and family, this is Gina Bear, reporting to you for duty. And sorry if I sound a little bit under the weather today. I caught a cold. Yay, it's cold season in Korea. Today I wanted to discuss a little bit of a different topic. So this has to do with something about living in Japan. If you're not interested in Japan things, I guess look through my Korea videos. Today I wanted to give you guys 4 reasons why you should not teach English in Japan. Now here's a mini disclaimer before we go into the video. This isn't bashing Japan. If you want to teach English there, totally go for it. But looking at the circumstances now and based on my experience, these are 4 reasons why you shouldn't go. Let's get started. I was on the JET program, and the JET program has the best salary out of any place you could work in Japan. And now with the cost of living in Japan is getting higher and higher, that salary just doesn't do it for you anymore. Also, when I went over there initially in 2012, the yen was probably like 78 yen to the US dollar. Like, wow, I was making bank, you know, sending my money home. But then when the yen fell, that was not so good, and right now the yen is still not very good. Last I checked, the yen was 114 yen to the US dollar, so I lost money by going over to Japan. Also, I don't know if you guys know this, but they are downsizing the JET program. So what does this mean for future applicants? This means that they are lowering the salary, there's a lot more budget cuts, which means the sweet gig it used to be is not so sweet anymore. And that's not to say that the JET program isn't a good program. It's a really good program. Like I said, it's one of the best ones. But realistically speaking, you're not going to be making much money anymore in Japan. Anyway, if you're one of those suckers like me who's got student debt, Japan is not a good move. And while some of you guys may think, oh yeah, okay, I don't got a problem with that, it really does weigh on you after a while because you don't have as many responsibilities as the Japanese teachers do. For example, the Japanese teachers have administrative jobs where they're doing other things on top of teaching. Sometimes Japanese teachers are staying till like 8, 9 p.m. at night just to finish all the work they're doing. It's pretty insane. Also, my contract when I lived in Japan was 8:30 to 4:15, so at 4:15 I was out because I had nothing to do. I had all of my work done for the day. A lot of teachers won't even let you grade. A lot of teachers are really just expecting you to be the fun teacher, like the sort of class clown to get the students really involved and really excited about English. So if that kind of thing isn't for you and you actually like want to do something about teaching, then I wouldn't recommend being an ALT or being in that position. During my tenure in Japan, I actually met a bunch of teachers who were working at eikaiwas, and a lot of them unanimously said they had the same thing. They would go through companies like Interact or Aeon just so they could get the 3-year visa to be in Japan, and then they would break their contract because their contract was not so good. A lot of these eikaiwas have like really shady business deals with local mansions or apartments. They send their English teachers to sign the contract there so that the eikaiwa gets money just from them signing a contract there. I think that's pretty shady. I don't know about you guys. Also, there have been lots of complaints and lots of reports surfacing lately that there has been sexual harassment at these eikaiwas, especially male students on female teachers, and not much has been done about it. And for me as a woman personally, that seems to be a very risky situation to be in. I mean, I've only heard the bad side. If somebody has worked at a good eikaiwa and wants to let me know their experience, I'd totally be down to listen. Leave a comment in the comment box below. Some of you may have traveled and you're like, oh yeah, Japan's pretty darn cool, like people are nice, people are polite, it's clean, and I wouldn't mind living there, but living in Japan is one thing and traveling there is a completely separate entity. Coming from somebody who's worked there, who's lived there, who's dated there, it's not an easy place to be. A lot of Japanese, like their English isn't so good, or they're shy about their English, or they're not confident in English, and most of them just don't use English in their day-to-day lives, and a lot of people take the attitude that they don't really care much for learning English because they don't really need to use it. And everywhere outside of the big city definitely, I would say, feels that way. In order for my life to be easier, I had to learn Japanese. I had to be able to communicate with people just so I could do simple day-to-day tasks like go to the grocery store, pay my bills, try and make friends, things like that. And speaking of difficulty, it's really, really hard to adjust to the bureaucratic way that they do things. Let me tell you something. America invented bureaucracy and Japan perfected it, because every time I went to the doctor it was an ordeal. I had to take a paper, to get a paper, to give a paper, to get another paper. Japan, there's something wrong here, you're killing trees! And Japan is very notorious for making very simple tasks into a huge ordeal. And I've talked to a lot of expats about this who were living in Japan, who moved back to the States, or who hopped across the pond here to Korea, and we all say the same thing. It's really difficult to do simple tasks there. When you want to come to Japan, like, keep in mind things will be more difficult and things will be completely opposite the way we do things in the West. Anyway, that's it for my video today. If you like this video and you'd like to see more videos, please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel down below, and for everything that's not going on the camera, follow me on GinaBearsBlog.com. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Let me know if you guys think Japan is worth it. Gina Bear, signing out.